Hello, the weekend is ending up. Let's go to CSSBattle.dev and do today's daily target. What will it be? Ooh. Really interesting negative shape, eh? I feel like a lot of these end up being like the negative shape is a circle, and so it becomes relatively straightforward that it's gradients. How many? I don't know. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out right now. Let's start. We'll start with a radial gradient, and we're gonna pretend that we know it's a circle. We don't. It's actually no. It's. And then we have transparent, and actually, yeah. And then we have in the background is red. So that's how we get a round circle and some red. So let's make this radius bigger. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I mean, there it is. So one thing we can do, so yeah, we got this red in the background, right? We could do a conic gradient, but the issue is there's this chunk in the middle, right? Like it doesn't quite work as a conic gradient. So that makes me think that one way to do this would be two linear gradients or two conic gradients. So let's pretend that we know it's a linear gradient. So let's do G as a linear gradient that's coming in from the side, and it's going to be 90 degrees, some width. We'll call it 100. Actually, we can measure that a little bit. Where's that guy? 115, or is it 120? Or is it 117? Let's try 115, and then transparent. Okay, now we're going to put that in place. We're going to say var -- g. And a comma between. So there it is. And does that match? No, a little bit. I guess it's 120. Yeah, it's 120. Okay. Now, if we constrain that, we say it's at 0 on the x-axis and then 20 pixels on the y-axis, and we say no repeat. So then we'll lower it more. 30, 20, 25. And then give it a width of 100% and then a height of 50 pixels. 100 pixels, 120 pixels. Great. And then we do the same thing again, but this one we're going to move over. Oh, we need a comma. And this one we're going to move over 100 pixels, 200 pixels, 250, 60, 70, 80, and then down. How about 125? How about 145? How about 155? 155. And then we put this color in the background. And then we don't want no repeat. We could do repeat X, since we're the 100 pixels wide. 100, no repeat, and repeat X. And boom. That's it. Submit. Like that. So that's one way. Let's minify and unit-replace. But what if we don't want to do it that way? Let's get the final score. Did we get the final score? I can't remember. I've lost track. But what if instead of that, we wanted to do something weirder? I'm going to copy this radial gradient. We're gonna make a box. Okay, ready? Let's make a box, and we're gonna say well, I'm gonna plop this in because I want this for later. All right, so to do this, we put the background of this. We're going to set the margins on the paragraph tag. And to put this into position, we're going to go 1. No, we're going to do 30. No, 25. And then -8. And that's then 200 and 0. 200 to 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And then make it taller, 120. Okay, great. That's what we've got so far. And what if we just do this background? Actually, we just do the background like this. We just go clunk and we say, we want that background. And instead of transparent, we have that color as the second color. And we need to move it. We say at 100 pixels, 100 pixels. And and we need a height and width on it, don't we? Or do we? Maybe we don't. Yeah, that's what we need. There we go. All right, so this is actually working. I know it looks like a mess, but it's actually working. All right, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 100, and then down 0.5, and then this margin is 1.2. There it is. So there it is. So what happens when we make a second one? Okay, a second one, boom, there it is. And this guy, that's -10, 20, 30, 25. All right, so now we have 2 of them. So P plus P is what? We're gonna scale -1 and translate 100 pixels. 2, 3, some number. What's the number? So 10, yeah, there we go. And then 27, 27, 28, there it is. And that's another way to do that. So once we have that circle, then we can use that as a background. Yeah, I like that too. Actually like that a lot. Is that the only way to do it? Nah, not really. And you can use an ampersand. Commenters have been very nice lately. You can also use this right angle, the angle bracket, so with the greater than sign, right? And then a star does the same thing. In this case, the ampersand will do it. And there are some intricacies of the ampersand nested template syntax going on there. And then the caret, or that's not actually not the caret, the greater than sign implies direct descendant, and so direct descendant it ends up having to be the body. Anyway, lots of trickiness there. Unit replace, minify, kablow, and that's it. And that's a better score even than the prior one. And that's fun. I like that a lot. That is kind of goofy. Could you do it with the nested template? I'm not seeing the way to do that with the nested template. I mean, I could try it, but I don't think I'm going to try it today. So yeah, that's a nice solution, and I think I'll stop there. Seeing the pieces, you could use a mask to cut out those parts. So you could just have the background be the red, and then you end up having a slightly simpler radial gradient, but that is an additional mask that you would need to set. Probably could set a clip path that's a circle, it's the same size. That would be a weird way to do it. Oh, that makes me want to do that a lot. Oh, that's a dumb idea. Because I think that, can you do a clip path and have us change the center? I'd have to look that up. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I might, I may end up looking that one up, because I think, so MDN clip path. So MDN, so I'm using DuckDuckGo as my search engine. So clip path has, you can set a circle. And so you could set a circle with this radius. In this case, it's a 25U width, right? So what's that? 100 pixel radius. You could say a circle, 100 pixels. And I think that you, yeah, so you do an app. So circle, 100 pixels at that. So let's see. Let's make me really do this. Oh, this is fun. I don't know if this is gonna work. If it doesn't work, I'm not charging anything, so it's all good. This is a free video. All right, so we boom, good. Okay, so now we got those blocks. So we're gonna do clip path, circle, yeah. So there's the circle. I'm gonna set 100 pixels, and then what's the syntax? And I think it's at 200 pixels. 125 pixels. Ooh, look at that. That's interesting. So that's the opposite of what I want. Oh, that's great. That is very surprising. Okay, so there's your experiment. So I actually don't know. So that's trimming out the thing that I want. So in this case, I would probably want to set this to be the color, and then I need red there. So now I got the little part there. That doesn't help me a lot. For this use case, it does not help me. Does it? Yeah, it doesn't really help me. Now I could use this in combination with other things. So I do a clip path and a mask. So then what are the different pieces and parts? So you see how much power there is in clip paths and masks. Now, this is not particularly short syntax. It's not as good as our best solution, but it has me noodling on other ways to have clip paths and masks interact with backgrounds, right? So that's fun. We'll go back to the best one of these. The best one of this was we'll load it up. So we'll leave you looking at the good code. But that's fun. Yeah. Fun to think about, and highly encourage you read those specs. Well, technically the MDN site is not specifications. It's a distillation of the documentation and of how the browsers work. But it does a really good job of teaching you about what those things are, and then you can try them out. And the great thing is, well, one of the great things is that it lets you know which browsers it works in, right? Now, ClipPath is complicated because there's all these sub things that exist as well, and something like shape. So it says some parts of this feature may have varying levels of support. That's the way it rolls. And shape is a syntax that I've used in some videos, but is not well supported in absolutely every browser. But it is it is available in Chromium, which is what the back end of CSS Battle uses. But that's something to think about when you're creating solutions that way. All right, enough talk from me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you out there. Appreciate the good comments that y'all leave. When you leave them, you don't have to like, you don't have to subscribe. I appreciate you reading and watching and whatnot, but take care of yourselves and go make a web page. Hey, the world needs web pages. Bye.